I am finally back. It's been 3 years since I've posted a video on this channel. But I'm back now and I want to give you guys an update. I want to talk to you guys. Oh my God, I want to catch you guys up on a few things. But first, before I get into anything at all, before I even go any further, I really have to say thank you. If you stuck around, even though the channel has pretty much been inactive, thank you so much for hanging on. Thank you for believing that at some point I would have come back, gotten back into my groove, and you guys didn't leave. You guys have been here. And if you are just now joining, if you're just now subscribing, thanks for joining. So what happened? It's been 3 whole years. We're not gonna get into all the traumatic stuff and everything that was happening 3 years ago, but I will say though that when I started my channel, I started it out of desperation. The point or the stage that my life was at that time, I felt completely desperate. I didn't know what I was gonna do with my life. I had just closed the commercial space for Elite Faces by Lacey, and I was just like, oh my God, you know, mentally I'm not in a place where I can take clients right now. What am I gonna do for money? What am I gonna do? And then, you know, the idea came, you know what, start the channel now, you know, just jump out and start the channel now. Some of the content that I was making when I started 3 years or 4 years ago wasn't even things that really aligned with me. And I just realized that, you know what, you have to take a step back because mentally you are not in a good place. Financially, wasn't doing well. Probably at a place where I didn't need to just figure things out. And I realized that, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to step back from the channel because I actually need to figure my life out. What me the saw do? What me the saw at a prank and all these things, and I have a whole life. I have a whole life that needed to be sorted out. So I was like, girl, you're gonna do YouTube, but it ain't right now. You are not going to be doing YouTube right now. And so I just stopped making videos. I took some time to work on my mental health. I took some time to work on my business because, like I said, I had closed the space that I was operating from. Where am I now? Where am I now? And why am I even coming back now? Like, what's the difference between 4 years ago? What's the difference between 3 years ago? What's the difference between 3 years ago Lacey and 2026 Lacey? I am so much more independent today than I was 4 years ago. I am no longer operating or doing anything out of desperation. Everything that I do now is from a place of purpose and from a place of clarity. At that time, that was not the case. Financially, my business has grown. I've been progressing. I'm not quite where I want to be mentally either, but I feel like those things are always going to be a work in progress. I don't think I'm ever going to get to a point where I'm going to be like, oh, I take my reach. Like, there's no more work that needs to be done. I've arrived. I'm perfect. Financially, there's no room for improvement. Mentally, there's no room for improvement. It's never gonna be that. I have a lot of work to do still, you know, internally, mentally, and physically. I have a lot to talk to you guys about where that's concerned also. I just know that I am more grounded today than I was 4 years ago. I'm still working on healing because some days are actually heavier than some. So right now, I am preparing for fibroid removal surgery. I have never had a surgery before. So in 2025 that I needed to have this surgery because my fibroids are very, 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 very symptomatic. Mentally, that's been a lot to carry because, you know, the nerves and the fear that comes with getting a surgery done. Yes, I've been through all of those stages of fear. But one thing, my general practitioner, oh my God, she's such an amazing woman. She said to me, Lacey, you will know when you're ready for the surgery, because when you're ready to have your surgery, you'll know, because you'll be able to see yourself beyond the surgery. And I was like, okay. Didn't really quite understand what she meant, but now I understand, because now mentally I can see myself going through my healing process. I sit down and I'll envision my healing process, my post-surgery process. Like, I can envision and see it all. And when I was just told that I needed a surgery, I couldn't see none of that. I couldn't even see myself laying down in a theater. I was like, no, like, oh my God. What? Oh, Lord, oh, girl. Like, just the thought of it alone, it was like, you're told you have this thing to get done, but you're just stuck on what the idea. You're just stuck on, okay, you need to get this done. But seeing yourself beyond getting it done, that took a while. But I'm at that point now. And for me, 2026 is about fixing Lacey from the inside out. Because a lot of times, you know, I don't want to just look good on the outside. I don't want to just look like I have it together on the outside, and internally I'm dying, or internally I'm struggling with my health. So I decide, say, you know what? We're fixing things from inside, then outward. And I'm starting with the surgery. I don't know, I also feel like God has quite a lot in store for me this year. And even though the time kind of feels a little bit crazy, because having to balance preparing for a major surgery, still running my business, still doing the things as an entrepreneur, while mentally you're like, okay, what am I gonna need? I'm gonna need this. I have to get this done. I have to prepare this so that the healing process goes smooth, and still taking clients, still training students. And it's like balancing everything internally while keeping everything afloat externally. That's been a journey. So even though everything seems a little bit crazy right now, I feel like it's the perfect time to reconnect with you guys. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I feel. I feel like I want to reconnect with you guys now and just take you guys along the journey. The surgery, after the surgery, the business, life, the ups, the downs, the ins and the outs. Because one thing about me, I am not going to come on here and pretend like everything is a-okay and like, you know, Lacey has everything completely together. Not quite. But she's working on it. So with that said, I don't feel like I have all the pieces mapped out together about exactly how this is gonna go, but I think it will fall into place. I also do want to say this before the video ends. This video wasn't meant to go into every detail about the surgery. I really wanted to come back and reconnect with you guys and share where I've been and what's been going on in my life. But the surgery itself, that's something I will be sharing specifically on this channel. That includes the preparation, the day of the surgery, the recovery, the cost, all of it. It's a journey I'm currently going through, and I want to document it honestly, especially because I know so many women deal with this and don't know what to expect. So if you want to follow along with me through this experience, definitely make sure you're subscribed and stay tuned. There's a lot more that I'm going to be sharing. Consider this part 1. Whichever way things unfold, I hope you guys will be able to stick it out with me and share the journey as I navigate this thing, called life. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one soon. Love you guys, and thanks again for sticking around.